Test.
You want to test the audio right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, I do.
I think we should just start. Don't.
Oh my God.
Don't.
Okay. All right.
This is it.
All right.
This is it.
All right. You want to explain what we're doing?
Okay. Does anybody notice how hard transformation is? You want to go?
Okay. So we've been in our own transformation program that's been really challenging, humbling, taken us to the core of our beings, and has been profoundly transformational at a
Putting us
personal
through
and
the
professional level.
ringer.
Putting us through the ringer, yeah. Questioning everything. That moment when you question everything that you were doing.
And who you are.
Yeah, one of those.
Michael's been walking around. Who are we?
Oh.
I was like, what do you mean? Who are we?
Yeah, so that's a whole other story. Anyway, so why are we here? Why are we here? Yeah, so.
This is exciting, isn't it?
I know. This is stepping into the unknown right there. All right, so why are we here? We're here because we moved from Toronto to Dartmouth, Massachusetts.
Right now, we are actually sitting in our living room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really good living room.
It's a great living room.
Great house,
We
anyway.
do Jedi School or the Academy here, so
Yeah.
that's why we got this place.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, we moved when we didn't plan this. We were just following guidance and intuition, if you want to call it that. Anyway, long story short, there's a whole story there. But anyway, so we're here. We're here. But the why is that important? Because the state of Massachusetts said that we could not register SHIFT314 as
Shift
our company.
314.
Yeah. So we had to change our company name.
And
They didn't even like
started-
SHIFT314, consulting or SHIFT314, blah, blah, blah. They just said no SHIFT314. We have too many shifts. I'm going what? In what universe can you not register a company? It's just it's mind boggling. But anyway, our guidance was to.
No judgment there.
Well, anyway, but what was our guidance? What do we end up with? What's the new company name?
So we couldn't think of something, which, there was a whole branding thing going on. And then all
who
of a sudden
are
it was
we?
like, who
Blah,
are
blah,
we?
blah.
What are we doing? All these things. And a long time ago, probably back in the late 90s, I'm dating myself right now. I was just a young child. And I formed a company called Evolve2B with my friend Wendy, and it was actually to have healing centers. And the reason why we called it Evolve2B was to be or not to be. That was some of the questions we were asking.
And this is when you were working professionally as a healer.
As a healer, yeah.
Doctor's office.
Yeah, I wanted we wanted a healing center.
That was different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was totally different and totally the same it was Evolve2B because we realized that everybody's on their journey, somewhere on their journey, and to welcome them on their journey and support the journey of their growth and evolution. And so it fit perfectly with what we do is we're moving from traditional ways of working into evolutionary ways of working, and that's part of it is setting up an organization for success through structures and processes, the way the work, and it's also supported in our passion is about growing evolutionary leaders. How do you show up in your own being to be successful, to have the outcomes that you desire, to have the life that you desire, and how the way you are and the way you show up to everything that you do impacts what type of outcome you're going to receive. So within an organization, as an evolutionary leader, it doesn't mean you have to have an official role as a leader, but you're showing up as a leader, and you're showing up in very different ways of behavior. So when I came into Agile, I saw, all these new ways of working. That's amazing. I was so excited. I was like, there's hope for humanity. And then I realized there's no way to do these new ways of working, new processes, new structures, reorg, the whole reorg that's happening within an organizational transformation. All these teams, you have to collaborate, decision making, transparency, all these different things. There's a million of them. You can't work this way unless you have a profound shift in your own consciousness. We call it the agile mindset, right? But it's
much more.
It's much more than that. It's your perceptions, it's your conditioning, it's your subconscious behavior patterns, it's your conscious behavior patterns. There's so much that is involved in shifting into what we call an evolutionary mindset, to show up as an evolutionary leader. I'm doing a lot of talking here, by the way.
You're doing so good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, anyway, this is Audrey's idea to just do it this way and to start it like we were off camera in the middle of our Anyway, so how did we get here to recording this style? Actually, really good to do it this way. But what happened is we, in our monthly leadership calls for our Cal graduates, these are awesome, and we get to hear all these great success stories from people, and it's just amazing. But anyway, people bring problems, and during the problems, we put people in small breakout groups so they can have the discussion, so they get their own insights and learning. But while they're doing that, we keep on recording, right? So somebody described it as this Easter egg in the recordings, where we're talking.
Thank you, Susie.
And yeah, thank you, Susie, for that. Anyway, as if like we're just having a normal conversation like we are now. So Audrey said,
maybe you should be talking to me right now.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm talking to them
well,
right now.
We know we still look at the camera when we do it. But
We do
anyway,
both.
We do both.
We go
anyway.
back.
So we thought, well, why don't we do it like that as a way, instead of we were planning this newsletter type thing and giving an update on the company and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it's not going to work. Let's do it this way. And I'm like, actually, my reaction was I was terrified to change the format. That's the truth. I was like, what? You want to do it like this? And in fact, when you go back to the recording at the very start, I'm like, okay, we're starting now. I was trying to check the audio levels. So hopefully the audio is working, but anyway.
Okay, when I first started working with Michael, we were on this massive world tour, and we got to Kiev.
Yeah, Kiev.
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 Kiev?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds so weird.
I know.
Anyways, and he was doing the keynote for, it was a Scrum Alliance?
Agile in Ukraine, maybe?
Agile Ukraine? I don't
Back in the days when there was no war. Yeah.
So Michael.
So Audrey comes up with genius ideas, and then I gotta
blast
clear my blocks.
I blast you with it because it's always at the last minute. So at the last minute, I said, okay, you have to go up on stage and don't say anything and just show the clip of the Matrix movie where
it's a red pill or blue pill.
Does the red and blue pill, and you were so terrified. I scare you sometimes. Don't
I know your ideas.
So good.
Your ideas go off the map.
Yeah.
And not only just a map, they don't go off the map, they go to the dimension. They're awesome. Just take a little getting used to.
But you're so good at blowing through your blocks, like really like breathing through them. And I have to say, I always say this in our classes about Michael, is that he is one of the only people on the planet that I know that's actually very, very committed to his own evolution and how he's showing up. And he always says, I was always a well-intentioned asshole. And I can actually verify that because when I met him, I definitely thought he was an asshole and I didn't even want to talk to him. So as I grew to know Michael, even though he's not perfected in that, sorry.
Everyone's on their journey.
I know.
No judgment.
I know. But he just has a really beautiful commitment to doing the work, and if somebody says, can you look at this behavior, he is more than willing to not just look at it, but go all the way through it. Why are we talking about this? Anyways, it's so crazy.
Well, the flip side of that is that I'm actually just really good at triggering people so they can see where they need to grow.
Yeah.
That'd be the flip side. So it's a feature in a way. But anyway, we're talking about Evolve2B.
This is really long. This is like
I know, but this is how it turns out when we do this format. Like that's how it works.
Okay.
Anyway, but it's fine. Anyway, so Evolve2B.
Now we're Evolve2B. And because now we're Evolve2B, we had an opportunity to put the brakes on everything that we've been doing and do a whole entire reset.
Or like, who are we? What do we want to bring to the world? What does it look like? What if we reimagine everything and do that?
So this is why there's a lot, like people keep asking about the 21-day process. They keep asking about the
Academy of Evolutionary Leadership, and
when's the next Cal, when's the next Cal 2,
when's
like
the blah, blah, blah.
all these things. And we just want to say,
oops.
Hold your horses, not oops.
I'm ready to say oops. She's not ready to say oops.
I'm not ready to say oops because it's not an oops. This is the best thing that we've ever done. We have gone...
We'll come back to the topic of transformation.
Yeah, because we've gone so deep that we decided to actually evaluate how we work together and also our whole entire relationship.
Well, I kind of would describe it as we're in a context where the universe decided to hand us our asses on a plate. we had a choice. We say it in the old Cal ones. We don't do the new ones, but we do like it's grow or exit, and that's where we were.
That's where we were for everything.
For both of us, grow
everything.
Or exit, like our relationship, our marriage, our business, our company, everything.
Our beautiful house.
Yeah, everything. So
my car.
Yeah. So yeah. So what's the so there's like so we were being called to step into the deeper, more profound work. I mean, all that people think are stuff's already off the map, but there's really
we're way off the map.
Yeah. So
which is great.
Yeah. There's kind of a scary statement of describing our work that I don't know whether I should share it here, but anyway, I might get mad at me.
Why?
Well, so probably the best description of our work that we understand is the new operating system for humanity.
Oh yeah, I would be mad at you.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay.
so we're like, okay, well, do we go with that because that's kind of the deepest truth, or do we have to like, or and like really our focus, and we know this is it's really about helping people be extraordinary, but it's the being and the doing. That's what Audrey was talking about earlier when she was talking about, and it really is very much focused not on like how do I be amazing just in my personal life. It's how do I be amazing in all aspects of my life, personally, with friends, at work. And really create extraordinary across all those dimensions. And it's not for everyone. It's really for people who are at that point where they go, yes, I want to step in the extraordinary. Yes, I want to create something amazing for myself. And so
and that I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Yeah. Like I think we ask in episode 1, it's like, how far are you willing to go?
Oh, well, that actually...
It scares the crap out of them. And we do that on purpose, kind of, but...
it's actually our path, because when I met Audrey, this is a long story, but one snippet of it was she was going through something. We're in this program in India on personal growth and evolution, shifting consciousness, and she was going through something really deep. And I said, well, do you want me to hold you through this so you can like get through this? And she's going, yeah, I'd really like that. And I go, well, I'm only going to do it if you go all the way through. Are you ready to go all the way through it? Because I'm not here because you kind of get partway through and you stop. Like, I'll take you all the way through, but you got to be committed to that. And so that's kind of where we were being called to in the last... We were being called... the last few weeks?
Yeah.
I don't know how.
It started a couple months ago, but it intensified started a few months ago. And it really intensified.
And it really has been
last month.
Yeah. So it's really been like, okay, well, let's put all the pens down. Let's put on the oxygen mask. Because we cannot...
Let's stop working even. We're not going to do a stitch of work. Like the fact that if anybody got an email from me, it's only been the last couple days. There's really been just very few. I have some clients that I can't just stop working with. But other than that, we've stopped everything.
Mm-hmm. Stop the presses. So that's what's been going on. So if you've been wondering what the heck is happening, Michael and Audrey keep on saying their new course is coming out. And then a few months go by, and then they say their new course is coming out. And a few months go by, and the new course is coming out.
There are new courses.
they are coming, and probably you're not going to hear from us at first around that. You're going to hear from us about just getting some of the existing courses and
the old courses.
Well, an oldie but a goodie.
So we're also going from virtual back to in person. Yeah. Which was really exciting. That was the door closing from the windows.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
We got rid of the ghosts here. There are no more ghosts here, so it's fine.
So we're going back to in-person. We were in New Zealand and Australia. New Zealand on the beach. We're working with
Agile on the beach.
Agile on the beach, New Zealand. We were in Wellington doing our first in-person Cal 1. So we started the pandemic in New Zealand and had to be evacuated out, and then we finished the pandemic in New Zealand, of all places.
Yeah.
And then we did Scrum Australia. That was amazing. I was keynoted with Michael for the very first time. That was the scariest thing ever.
Yeah, this is so good. This is such a good story.
God.
Like we're literally, I mean, conference organizers don't hear this, but
They were
introducing
us.
No. Like this is like literally like 10 minutes. We're just kind of sitting behind the stage, getting ready, and full blown panic attack with Audrey, because that's not her. That's her like challenge area is speaking publicly.
Yes.
And she rocked it. It was actually her big story was around struggle and how she actually died. She drowned and came anyway. I'm not going to tell the story, but that story, like, that was so powerful. The way she told it in that moment on stage, it was working through my system, releasing stuff where I'm struggling for the next week. I mean, it was really incredible.
Yeah. That was I went back to the point where I was drowning and I had to stop struggling. Yeah. And I think that's part of our work, is how to help people stop struggling, because it's counterintuitive.
It's actually crazy. I mean, like, if I look back at the core of the work, it's really about, well, hey, did you notice when you're doing this, it's causing you problems? And what it does is it puts people in control of their life again. And I remember one woman in New Zealand, actually, she said, it gives me a sense of peace. That's what the single most valuable thing that came out of taking our Cal training was that it gave her a sense of peace, because she realized it wasn't her. She wasn't the problem. It was how she was approaching the world, thinking about the world. And when she reoriented and started doing things that, just very subtle adjustments in how she was doing things, suddenly her life changed, right? So.
Anyways, This is the longest vloggy, newslettery thing.
It'll be more like a podcast. Podcast can be like longer.
I hope you're still watching this. And if you are, I just want to say, get ready, because we're getting ready. It's been a profound transformation that we've been going through, that we'll continue to go through, because we're using the work on ourselves, and it is extraordinary. And I thank you. I've learned so much from you. I'm gonna cry.
Oh, it's okay. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for your support. And it really means a lot. I mean, it seems like we have all our shit together, but we're just kind of, well, we're normal people. We're not normal people at the same time.
The other thing that I want to say is that if you've never come to any of our courses, I think they're amazing. And it's not just because we're teaching them or trying to sell them. It's really, every time I teach a Cal, I take a Cal, and I've had so much profound evolution that I amaze myself sometimes. And sometimes I reach the world in a very different way, or I can step through some of my boundaries that I've had on my own self that have been blocking my progress, or I reach a new goal, or I'm able to just show up in a different way, and I'm really grateful that I have that ability from the work. It's like we develop the work and we use the work. Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's, I used to joke that really all the stuff we teach is just Michael trying to stop failing at life and work. and then it's like I've been
how to work with Michael.
Yeah.
That.
It's like my strategy. I get these amazing ideas and downloads, and I try it first on myself, and if it works, then we try it on Audrey. If it works with her, then we try it on our students. So thank you all the people who've been trailblazing the Jedi program, Academy/Jedi. But that's really the strategy. That's why it's unlike anything before. And the other part that just coming to me now to share is the first stage of the work was mastering, I call it culture, leadership, organizational change, and understanding how do we actually map out and understand how to move from traditional to evolutionary, what are all the pieces and how do you do all that. And then the deeper layer of our work, which is what we're excited about, which is how do we understand the workings of the human condition? How do we understand our ego? How do we understand our behavior patterns? How do we understand our emotions? How do we understand our energy field? And in a really clean, and that's my superpower, is like making things easy, fast, very practical. So that's what I'm excited to share. That's the new work. Am I giving too much away?
No.
Okay.
But it sounds like it's just the Michael Sahota show.
I'm excited. Well, it's us. It's the doing and the being. Couldn't do anything without you. You know that.
That's what I was waiting for.
See, she is human.
I'm powerful beyond imagination, and I'm just putting you right in your place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's all good. I didn't mean it to sound like that. It's not. Anyway.
You did sound like that, though.
Yeah. This has been amazing co-creation.
Oh, now it's a co-creation.
Well, the stuff you figure out and then try it on me, and the stuff I figure out and try it on you, and I don't know, I feel like we're climbing a mountain together. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut out the last bit.
No, we're not getting anything.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
You're gonna give them the behind the scenes of what.
Yeah.
Like,
We're not
what
no
really
editing.
here?
This is totally unedited.
Really?
Anyway, so let's just close now. I just want to say thank you.
So, well, wait a minute. So what's coming up?
What is coming up? Well, so where are we? Yeah. So as we recalibrate to do like the new product stuff, what we will be doing is making smaller announcements of different offers, trainings, and I don't know, the breakthrough program and stuff like that.
Right. So we're gonna go back to in-person training. We will have some virtual classes, so you'll have access to us.
Actually, I think the plan is to have no virtual at this point.
Well, I think there's one in.
No, that disappeared as of yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
We're currently at 0, and the guidance not to.
Interesting.
It's only because our partner asked for it, and then they go, wait a second, they tried to validate the demand, and then it wasn't there. So,
got it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Listen to the system.
Yeah, I love listening to the system.
Yeah, it's a keeper.
Okay, so we're going back to in-person. We are putting the Academy for Evolutionary Leadership, aka Jedi School, on the books for fall.
Mm-hmm. Announcements coming out soon
Yeah.
as hopefully the next week or
Yeah.
two. I think we kind of have our act together in terms of being able to move forward right now with much more tactical things, and we're still in this total recalibration of who we are that's needed to stabilize before we do the new product launch and so on. Anything more before we close?
We're going to be at Agile Alliance.
Oh yeah.
Both of us are speaking in Orlando for Agile Alliance, so come if you can. The conferences are so amazing, incredible. You meet so many people. You hear great stories. You get to share and network, and I love them.
Yeah, so if you're there, let us know. We'd love to catch up and say hello.
Have coffee or whatever.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
All right. Thanks so much for joining in, everyone. We hope you have an amazing rest of your day/week.
And thank you for hanging out with us and
yeah, and do let us know if you like the format. So now we'll know. Only people who get to the very end will let us know. The other people will be like dropped off. Anyway, all right, we're gonna close now. All right, bye.
Bye.